Hello, Channel Fireball, and hello, YouTube. What's up? Ben Warney, aka Mr. Metronome here, bringing you a modern Horizons 2 Phantom draft so we don't have to worry about card prices here on Channel Fireball. So let's check out our rare Nykthos Paragon, 4 white, 4/6. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. Card seems fine. I have not seen a boatload of life gain synergies. This pack is honestly pretty weak. So Bone Shredder stands out as a very good card. It's less good than you'd think because there's a lot of artifacts running around and they're the Jeskai decks, and then you also can't kill black things. Skyblade's Boon has been very good in aggressive decks. A little early to pick it here. 1 white enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has flying, and you can rebuy it for 2 and a white. I think I'm honestly going to land on Bannerhide Krushok here over Squirrel Sanctuary. I've not done a ton of green drafting yet. I keep ending up in Mardu. But this card has been very impressive. I think it's the best green common overall. And then Squirrel Sanctuary maybe could wheel, goes in a green-black deck for sure. So let's get Krushok in here and see where we go. One of the things about this format is it's super high synergy. So it's not like we're locked into green or Krushok or anything by any stretch of the imagination. So Chef's Kiss has been very powerful. 1 red instant, gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent player, copy it, and then you reselect targets at random for the spell and the copy. So if you blow out a removal spell with this, it's very, very, very powerful. I think I want Filigree Attendant here. Riptide Laboratory is impressive. There's some good wizards running around. That's generally a little slow in my experience. The format is pretty quick. You've got to affect the board, and the aggro decks that are good are very good. And this is one of the better ones in the artifact decks. So Filigree Attendant, 2 blue, X3, and X is equal to the number of artifacts you control. And then also indestructible artifact lands running around. So we're going to take Filigree Attendant here over Arcbound Prototype. This is another, I think this is probably the best white common. There's a very good either white, blue, or white, red aggressive artifact deck. And so Krushok and Attendant will not end up in the same deck, most likely. Sylvan Anthem, green enchantment, green creatures you control get +1/+1, and whenever green creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Green creatures are generally big. You don't really need that. Could go well in the Squirrel tokens deck. Like there's Chatterstorm. You saw that uncommon in our first pack. There's definitely a Squirrel theme in black-green, but a lot of it is just honestly sacrificing things is really good in black-green. But Kaleidoscorch is one of the best uncommons in the set and should probably still not be here. This is like Fire Blast ++, not Fire Blast, Firebolt. Excuse me, 1 in a red. Deal X, where X is the number of mana spent to cast it, and then when you flash it back, you can deal up to 5 if you have Wooburg. And there is a Converge, Domainy, like produce all 5 colors of mana deck running around in the format. And I don't think it's tier 1, but if you have trouble reading signals, definitely can be something good to audible into. And a lot of times you can just be a 2 or 3 color deck and then have some random artifact lands that are on color for you or half on color that help out your Converge spells. All right, Profane Tutor, not for us here. This pack is considerably less exciting. Like, there's some discard outlets for the black-red deck, but we're pretty far away from that at this point. The card that seems the most exciting to me is Hunting Pack. And again, I haven't played a ton of green, but I have seen this do good work for my opponents. And there is a green-red Storm deck that is pretty impressive where you use Goblin and Archomancer. It's a red-green 2/2, and you can make your red and green spells cost 1 less to cast. So I think we're going to take Hunting Pack here. And again, a lot of these first picks are just going to be taking the cards that are the best cards in the pack. And then past that, you really just want to try to hone in on synergy. That's been my overall approach to the format, is take the good cards early, and then once you sort of settle into a lane, just make sure your deck is very synergistic with all the commons, because the commons themselves aren't that intrinsically powerful. Bone Shards here, Primo Black Common, again, best in black-red, also does some good work in black-green because you get a lot of stuff laying around to sacrifice. Breathless Knight, good in black-white Reanimator. Captured by Lagax has just been a very impressive removal spell in general in some of the green-white beatdown decks. And there's also Rift Sower here, which would let us ramp out Bannerhide Krushok as well as potentially splash Kaleidoscorch and or add colors of mana to Kaleidoscorch. I think I'm going to take Rift Sower here because it's looking like green's flowing a little bit. I could see this pick being captured by Lagax, but I'm going to take the Rift Sower here. Okay, there's another Breathless Knight. But again, this card is not quite good enough that we want to abandon the green that we have going on to get into black and white. Jewel-Eyed Cobra has been super impressive for my opponents. Again, I haven't played green that much, so we'll be figuring this out here together a little bit. I've played a lot of black-red Madness, a lot of black-white, Reanimate, just Mardu colors, white-red, Artifact aggro. But this has been impressive. It's just a good aggressive card, and then when it dies, you get the treasure, which lets you play another threat that the opponent has to deal with. So I've been impressed, and it's going to get us deeper into green. Lens Flare has been very good in the artifact decks, just as a 1 mana kill an attacker or a blocker. It's pretty easy to have that cost 1 mana. Whoa, what is this? Progenitor Ooze, 2GGG, 2/2 Storm. Isn't legendary if it's a token, enters battlefield with +1 counter for each other ooze you control. Okay. I'm in for some red-green storm action. We seem well set up to do that, except we haven't seen any of the Goblin and Archimancers yet. So Zern Orb is here because of Titania. It's a pretty sweet wombo combo where you can sacrifice all your lands and then make 5/3s. I had a deck early in the format with 4 Titanias. It was pretty busted. Sojourner's Companion's good, especially in the artifact decks to help fix and or be a Mirror Enforcer. And then Rift Sower as well. But we're going to take this, and this will, again, probably... What? Excuse me? Okay. I think this card is probably very good in the format. I don't know that for a fact yet because I haven't seen it cast, but Shardless Agent is a good card. There's also Jewel-Eyed Cobra, which theoretically would be good, but I don't think I'm going to pass a Shardless Agent. Just a 2/2 that cascades into... It'd be a little awkward if we cascade into Kaleidoscorch, I guess. I still think we're going to take this. This card shouldn't be here this late. Okay, we wield the Squirrel Sanctuary, which is pretty sweet. These Funnel Web Recluses have been impressive, again, from opponents just clogging up the board and being difficult to attack through while you try to set up whatever you're doing. But I assume we will get other cracks at them, whereas this could keep us out to... right now we're just green, and we're figuring out what other color we're pairing with it, and this could give us outs to a good green-black deck, potentially, on what other cards we see. All right, Chatterstorm. Whoa, Chef's Kiss wield. All right, we're going to take Chef's Kiss, because I think we're likely headed towards green-red, and while I would like Chatterstorm, I don't think it's that important to the Storm decks, unless you get, like, the really good rares, like the Squirrel General or whatever his name is, Chatterfang, I think. But Chef's Kiss is just very rawly powerful. And if nothing else, will be a great sideboard card if we end up green-red. All right. Holy cow. So apparently no one wants to draft green. This is sweet. Sylvan Anthem honestly seems kind of spicy. Like maybe we can go heavy green Storm. Jade Avenger's a very good 2. But it's not super synergistic, so it's gone down a little bit in my pick order. I'm going to take Sylvan Anthem here and see what we can do. All right, Flourishing Strike here for the sideboard. This is deal 5 to a creature with flying. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn, and you can entwine. I like Phantasmal Dreadmaw. Colossal Dreadmaw is one of my favorite cards. We're going to take Slagwood's Bridge here as, if we end up base green-blue, a way to splash Kaleidoscorch. And Filigree Attendant is... nowhere near making the cut. We'll take a Zern Orb here in case we happen to get lucky and get past a Titania. There was a bug with pack collation, and I don't know if that bug still exists or not. Okay, this is a sweet pack. Ravenous Squirrel goes very well in green-black tokens. And honestly, green-blue tokens, because anytime you sacrifice an artifact, like there's a lot of wombo combos with this and Glimmer Baron, I think it is. The green 1-drop that can sack a token to give it +2/+2. It's kind of like an ATOG for tokens. Ravenous Squirrel has been pretty impressive. I've seen some 6 starts with that. I think we're going to take Road to Ruin here. This could let us splash Shardless Agent, and it's just a good ramp spell as well as a good removal spell. So theoretically, the way the draft has gone, I don't think it would be crazy to expect to wheel Ravenous Squirrel. Rift Sower would be a good wheel for us as well. I don't think there's anything else that's particularly interesting in the pack. Mere Scrappling has been good in the format. I think every artifact deck wants at least 1 Scrappling. It just makes combat really difficult and just decision-making in general difficult for your opponents. Ooh. Fey Offering, you say. I have not gotten a chance to play with this yet. It's very good. Also very good with Squirrel Sanctuary as a cheap way to play a non-creature spell. There's nothing else here that's insane. There's a counterspell, which is fine. Like, I think this is just fine in the format, nothing particularly special. Vectus Gloves, there's a lot of artifact lands running around, but it's a little clunky. And then past that, like, we don't really care about any of the red or blue cards, so I don't know if Fey Offering is going to end up making our deck. I hope it does, because it's very powerful, but it's more of a green-blue card than a green-red card in my experience, but there's nothing to say that we couldn't just, you know, like, abandon the Sylvan Anthem and be a Teamer-style deck. All right. Lots of good cards here. So there's the Glimmer Baron I was talking about, where you sack a token to give it +2/+2 until end of turn. That plays very well with Fey Offering. There's also a nice Wombo combo where you suspend Rift Sower on turn 1, and then you play Fey Offering on turn 3 when your Rift Sower comes off suspend, and you immediately get the 3 tokens. So Terramorph would be nice. Terramorph is nice for storming. It's also nice for Fey Offering. I don't think we care about Bloodbraid Marauder. This is kind of whatever. So it's between a good removal spell here in Mind Collapse and Terramorph. And I think I'm going to take a good removal spell in Mind Collapse. This also plays very well with something like Fey Offering because, you know, it's going to be free. So we can play a creature, tap out for a creature, and then Mind Collapse and get ahead on board, make some tokens, that sort of thing. And I think with as open as green has felt, that Terramorph is pretty likely to wheel. Okay. Wow, we're doing it. So there it is, the Squirrel General, Chatterfang, 2G, 3/3 Forest Walk. If one or more tokens will be created under your control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 green squirrel tokens are created instead. You can pay a black, sacrifice X squirrels, give target creature +X/-X until end of turn. This is pretty sweet with Fey Offering. So I think probably, oh, there's also Upheaval. Oh my lord. I think we have to take Chatterfang. We're not that blue yet, and we're not ramping that hard yet. If Upheaval wheels, would definitely pick it here. And this, I think, is a very real and good card in the format. I've lost Upheaval several times already. But Chatterfang is exactly what our deck is doing. Also, Sylvan Anthem, if we're pooping out 2/2 squirrels from Chatterfang, seems pretty sweet. So there were some of those Chatter Storms that we didn't take that maybe we'll end up regretting not taking. I'll have to see. Okay. What does this do? Fast Furious. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. Deals 3 damage to each creature without flying. That's fine. Urban Daggertooth, not insane. Junkwinder's pretty sweet if we end up doing tokeny things. Captured by Lagax, we're probably not interested in splashing for. We could play Gargadon again as a way to like suspend, play a spell. We need to be on the lookout for, I forget what it's called. It's single green, and you can search your library for, or you reveal cards until you hit a land or a non-land, depending on what you chose. I'm going to take Junkwinder here because I think there's a chance we end up blue-green, and I don't think we're going to miss Fast Furious if that's the case. Okay, there's an Anarchomancer. That's probably going to settle me, into red-green. There's also a Scurry Oak here. 2G, 1/2 evolve. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Scurry Oak, you make that many 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. That's pretty sweet. I don't know what's more important here. We're kind of heading towards a more tokeny thing than we are a stormy thing, but Anarchomancer has just been such a house. But if we wheel the Ravenous Squirrel, we're definitely going to have wanted Scurry Oak, I think. I'm going to take Scurry Oak here over the Anarchomancer. There's also a chance we just end up blue-green, I think. And then we're hoping one of these 2/2 drops wheels. Could end up regretting this if we don't end up with good 2 drops, because you definitely do need to be getting on board early in this format. Take Crack Open here for the sideboard, I think, over Gorilla Shaman. This is a pretty potent sideboard card against the tokens decks, though. Just being able to pay 1 to blow up a token is strong. So Crack Open to the board. All right, there's an Anarchomancer. That's sweet. Deepwood Denizen, also cute. More of a green-white tokens card than it is green-red, but has been powerful. Anarchomancer is perfect here, though, and makes me feel good about picking the Scurry Oak. If we can wheel... Oh, baby, we're doing it. Okay, so we wheeled Ravenous Squirrel. This is super good. Also super good with Fey Offering, just as a cheap creature. I really like where we're headed right now. I think our archetype is wide open. So let's get Ravenous Squirrel in here. We'd ideally like to pick up some green-black or red-black lands to be able to splash, but I think just this plus sacrificing things is good enough. I don't think we have any wizards. You're not a squirrel wizard, you're a squirrel warrior. This is a wizard? No, a rogue. And a tree folk. I'm trying to think of what our good cards are that we might want to tutor for. One of the best things that Steps Through goes and gets is Prophetic Titan, which is the blue-red uncommon. We'll take, nah, we're not going to be blue. I think that Goblin and Archimancer put us into base red-green. Okay, I think we take Glimmer Baron here over Bloodbraid Marauder. Baron plus Ravenous Squirrel plus Squirrel Sanctuary plus Fey Offering could lead to some pretty sick starts, I think. And the fact that this can't block just has me not particularly interested in it. Whoa, Upheaval Wield. Okay. I mean, I'll take an Upheaval. Maybe we'll try to do something with it. Probably not is my guess. Take an Urban Daggertooth here over a bunch of nothing. Oh, baby, let's go. An Archimancer Wield. An Archimancer wheeling probably means we shouldn't play Upheaval or Junkwinder. So we're going to be on the lookout for, well, Bannerhead Krushok. We really want to wheel Shatterstorm because this card is very good in terms of comboing it with Chatterfang, because each copy, like this, essentially every storm makes 2 squirrels then when you do it with Chatterfang, because the tokens enter the battlefield one at a time from Chatterstorm. Krushok is just great. Like curving an Archimancer into Krushok is very, very, very strong. Yeah, so taking Krushok here, hoping to wheel Chatterstorm. We need to be on the lookout for rebound cards and cards like Mind Collapse that are going to be free. And maybe fixing to play blue, but I think we're just settling into green-red. So let's get Krushok in here. And in case it's not clear, green-red's archetype is Storm. This is red-white modular. I'm trying to think what the other archetypes are. Blue-black is discard, just to try to get some information out there to you now that we're kind of in the home stretch here. We don't want Glimpse of Tomorrow. Not interested in that. So I think we want Silver Bluff Bridge here. Maybe we'll splash a Shardless Agent. I doubt it, but I don't think we're going to miss Jewel-Eyed Cobra. This pack is kind of a whiff for us. Blue-white is artifacts, generally aggressive-ish, but a little less aggressive than red-white. Red-green is Storm. Red-black is Madness. Just if you've not had a chance to draft the format yet. Okay, Mind Collapse is another free card. Rift Sower coming off Suspend is pretty sweet, though. I think we take Mind Collapse and try to wheel the Rift Sower, because just even storming once, and it's not unrealistic that we could storm multiple times with this deck, that I think this is a powerful card, and green-red is probably its best home as well. Blue-red is weird. It's kind of a delirium-y type thing. Blue-red and blue-black are definitely more finicky decks to draft. And then we haven't seen a lot of them, but there are also a cycle of Converge cards, and you definitely can play 5-color. Kaleidoscorch being one of the best. And we want that anyway, just to splash for the Kaleidoscorch. Okay. So Misty again would be good for the Kaleidoscorch. And it doesn't look like we're going to be maximizing that card. We haven't picked up a lot of off-color artifact lands. I think we just want another Krushok here with the 2 Anarchomancers, and maybe there's a chance that we get past a late Anarchomancer. It feels like nobody else is red-green, so if they get opened, they should make their way to us. But Krushok, get on in. And then we're hoping to wheel one of those 2 lands. Holy cow. I mean, this seems like it should be nuts in green-red, right? Because the turn it comes off Suspend, it gives you Storm 1, and then you'll be able to cast a bunch of things from your graveyard. There's also a Krushok that's just randomly raw, powerful, great. I think we didn't come here to not take Gaia's Will, is kind of my feeling. But this also probably should wheel, right? I don't know. We're going to have lands from Mind Collapse. We could Mind Collapse a second time. I think we're going to take Gaia's Will. If nothing else, I want to try this out and see. I've had an opponent cast it against me and it was very good. So it seems like it could be pretty darn sweet here. Also gives our deck a little bit of dimensionality in that we can compete a little bit better in the late game as well. All right, we'll take a Wave Sifter here. Maybe we'll splash this, maybe we won't. Tavern Scoundrel, is this good? It's kind of good with Fey Offering, in that like we'll have things that we don't mind sacrificing to try to make treasure. If we make treasure, we trigger tokens for Chatterfang. Actually, Tavern Scoundrel might be great here. I'm kind of into it. Let's try it out. I think that's better than a random Wave Sifter. Whoa. Okay, so these are some powerful cards. Radiant Epicure is one of the best uncommons in the format. 4 black, 5/5 Converge. It's basically Siege Rhino. It drains equal to the colors of mana spent to cast it. We don't have a way to splash it at the moment other than Treasure. Lannis is also very good. Makes clues. We have to take Lannis here, right? This is just nuts with Chatterfang. And again, we'd like some of these green-blue lands, but we're going to have enough treasure that I think splashing something like Lannis is pretty responsible. And then this also might lead us to want to splash Shardless Agent. I'm into it. Oh, wow. Okay. So we also have Zuran Orb sitting in the sideboard. Is that too much going on? I don't know. 3GG 5/3 when ETBs, we get to rebuy a land, which is good with the Mind Collapses. I think this is just great in our deck. I don't know if we're going to run Zuran Orb, because we also have the Tavern Scoundrel now to sacrifice lands as well, too. Oh, there's a Tavern Scoundrel that we can't pick. All right, we're going to take Titania here. Our deck is spice level very high right now, and I'm kind of into it. So Upheaval, goodbye. Junkwinder, goodbye. Those would both be great cards, but I think they're a little too hard to cast. Chatterstorm. It's got to be the pick here, right? Over Wave Sifter and Strike It Rich. Get in. Can we wheel any of those lands, please? We'll take a battle plan here. I think we're unlikely to play it. Is this good? There's no way this is good, right? We are going to have a lot of tokens sitting around. I don't know. We're definitely... Is our mana ever going to be bad enough that we're going to basic land cycle a battle land? I don't think so. We're going to take Glimpse. I don't think we're going to do anything with it, but it's fun to think about. Okay. Rift Sower here is pretty sweet. All right. We wheeled Misty and we wheeled Slagwood's Bridge. I think we want Misty because we're going to be playing an island anyway, and we don't really care about the artifact part of this, right? Oh, Misty also works with Titania. That's pretty pog. All right, Slagwood's Bridge is awesome. That's going to help make our mana better. I would like a Jewel-Eyed Cobra, but not at the expense of a green-red land. Okay. And okay. This deck is sweet. It's going to be tricky to build. We've got a lot of playables. All right, so the lands are 1,000% in. Zuran Orb is potentially in. When you sacrifice an artifact or creature, I was going to say like we could maybe wombo combo with Zuran Orb and Ravenous Squirrel too, but that doesn't quite work. I'm in love with all of these cards. I don't know what to cut. All right, so Kaleidoscorch stays. Tavern Scoundrel I think is legit good. Sylvan Anthem I think is legit good. Just because we're so heavy green. Chef's Kiss is probably hard enough on the mana that it can go. Scurry Oak too. All right, let's sort we want to group creatures separately. Let's do that. Let's start there. We didn't get any of the green 1-drop that lets you search for a land or a non-land. That makes it a little harder to trigger Fey Offering, but I think Fey Offering is good enough that we want to play it here. It's just so nice with Squirrel Sanctuary. This honestly might not be good enough here. I don't know. We do have artifact lands to sacrifice. We just don't have a way to make black consistently. I guess we have the 2 Rift Sowers. So if we think about those as 1-drops. So do we want Shardless Agent, I think is the first question that needs to be answered. It's kind of awkward if we cascade into Gaia's Will. And it's kind of awkward if we cascade into Kaleidoscorch. Everything else is good hits, but that's 2 bad hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we probably don't need the Glimmerbairn. So what benefits do we get from sacrificing tokens? This will grow. That doesn't care about it. This cares about tokens being made. And I don't think we care about that. I mean, well, we're definitely playing it, but it doesn't have any synergy. So I think the Glimmerbairn can actually go. And then... So is Fey Offering that good in the deck then? Yeah, Fey Offering is just great in general, I think. This is sweet. So I think all of the rest of the non-creature spells have to stay, maybe with the exception of Hunting Pack. I could see cutting this since we only have 2 Anarchomancers. And I think we have plenty of other nonsense going on. And then creature-wise, I like the Tavern Scoundrel Spice. Zuran Orb is also a free way to trigger Fey Offering. Do we play 1 Zuran Orb? The Zuran Orb is so bad if we don't draw Titania. I guess it replaces itself off a Fey Offering, and it's a free storm trigger. All right, I'm into it. Zuran Orb, welcome to the team. Hunting Pack, I think Hunting Pack does not make the cut. I don't know. I just don't have enough experience with this card. It seems a little clunky, and that we're going to be doing sweet enough things without it. But maybe that's wrong. I'm going to tentatively put that up there right now. I like Gaia's Will. Squirrel Sanctuary definitely stays. We could cut Sylvan Anthem. I think that's another potential cut. Kaleidoscorch has to stay. And then this is also, I think, on the chopping block. We're going to have potentially, definitely black, a 1-shot treasure. Are we going to randomly run a swamp? I don't think so. Stinks that we didn't get a black land. This also helps Storm, right? You cast the thing that you cascade into. Maybe Shardless Agent just has to stay. So the Krushaks are just too good. Too good. Cobra could go. Like, Cobra is not insane. So I could see losing it. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I think our deck might be too good for Cobra. I think Rift Sower is better just because of the Storm possibilities. This is going to be a hard deck to play. So if we cut Cobra, I don't think we want 2 Zuran Orbs, right? So what do we actually have that has Storm? We have Chatterstorm and Hunting Pack if we played it, and Eve, Progenitor Ooze. Evie? I don't know how you say that. I'm going to say Eve. I wish I had Twitch chat here to help me with this. I really don't know what our last couple of cuts are. All right, we're back here after much hemming and hawing about deck building. This is the mana base. We have 7 red sources, 1 black for the Ravenous Squirrel and Chatterfang that our Road to Ruin can go get, as well as 1 island for the Misty, and again, the Road to Ruin. These 5 cards up here to the right of the artifacts are cards that I think could be in the deck and aren't. My last cut was a Rift Sower. I ended up deciding if we were going to play Ravenous Squirrel, we wanted Glimmerbairn. Like, we either wanted both of these cards or neither. And so I cut a couple less synergistic cards in Rift Sower and Bannerhide Krushok. I don't know if that's right. Like, if you're trying to maximize your win rate, Bannerhide Krushok should almost certainly be in the deck, but there's so much sweet stuff we can do in this deck, and I really want to try to do it in this video. So we've got probably too many things going on here, honestly, like Token, Storm, Sacrifice, but there's a lot of sweetness as well. So let's hop in the rounds and have some fun. It has been generally... Oh, I should take a snip at the deck first also. It has been a sweet format, and I have really enjoyed playing the games. The games have been tough. I've punted a lot, punted away some trophies, lost a lot in the finals, sometimes just got unlucky. But the format's deep. It's really fun. And again, I'm really excited to play this deck, first of all, just for me, and I'm excited for you all to see it as well. I've not gotten to play green. I really want to play a green-blue Fey Offering deck. So green-blue's theme is tokens, and Fey Offering I think is at its best there, although it's pretty sweet in our deck here as well. But again, I'm a little worried that we have too much going on with the Fey Offering, clue, treasure, token nonsense. I don't know. But all of our cards do in weird ways work together, which is, I think, a lot of what you want in Modern Horizons as well. So if you've not drafted the format as all, while we're waiting for an opponent here, and sometimes it takes a while to find an opponent, if you've not played the format at all, I would recommend... Oh, we found an opponent quickly. So I don't know, maybe we'll get to what I recommend in the games while we're filling time here. But for now, let's hop in and draw a good opening hand. I can't wait for the sample hand with Swamp Island, all green and red cards. Okay, this hand is great. We are going to keep. Hopefully our deck just doesn't randomly win too easily. And if you're not familiar with this Magic Excel program, as it's more affectionately known these days, this is Magic Online. You might be used to watching Arena videos, but Modern Horizons 2 is not available on Arena. So we're throwing back to Magic Online here. And I think if you want to draft some Modern Horizons 2, it's actually really good value. So we're in the Phantom queues here, which means we don't keep the cards we draft, but it costs $10 to enter. And if you go 2-1 or better, you get a free draft. So 2-1 gets you a free draft exactly. 3-0ing gets you 1.5 drafts for free. And then going 1-2 gets you half a draft for free. So it's actually pretty good value if you just want to play some Modern Horizons 2. Opponent is on a Diamond Lion. Okay, so we're going to Sylvan Anthem here. And then next turn, we're going to be able to play Bannerhide Krushok as a 5/5, which is probably why the third Bannerhide Krushok should be in our deck, honestly. Like, some of our cuts are suspect, and we might change those in sideboarding. We'll see. Opponent Kraken in for 2. We accept. I guess I should mouse over their cards as well in case you're not familiar. This is 2 mana, 2/2. You can discard your hand to add 3 mana of any one color. It's a throwback to Lion's Eye Diamond. All right, Rift Sower coming off Suspend here. We would like to cast. We're going to get a Scry, and this is going to be a 2/4. Wow. Okay. Always yield. I think we do not want Zuran Orb. Bottom. Oh, baby. Okay, so we're just going to curve into 2 5/5 tramples on turn 3 and turn 4. Seems pretty good. So let's play a Krushok. And then we get a Scry again. Please no counterspell. Okay. So basically any non-mountain we're probably bottoming. What's happening here? Ooh, that's nasty. I guess we sacrifice a Rift Sower. Yeah, we sacrifice Rift Sower. Do I want a Ravenous Squirrel? We do not. So we go bottom. And then we might have to take a turn off here if we don't draw an untapped land, which would be kind of a bummer. Also, not having a mountain for these Mind Collapses is rough. I thought about cutting a Mind Collapse as well, just because we're not necessarily consistently going to have... Ooh, man, mountain would be such a good draw with Eve. Opponent stuck on 2 lands, so we're going to smash in with our Krushok here. Okay, and they are deciding to take it. So we're going to ship the turn to them. No plays. All right, they hit their 3rd land, which is good for them. Glintblade Prowler. So 3 mana, 2/3. You can tap, pay life, draw a card, and then you can activate it only if you've discarded a card this turn. Much better in blue-black than it is in black-red. I think you don't want Glintblade Prowlers in black-red, even though it looks like it would kind of belong in that Madness deck as well. Red-black just wants to beat down hard. It doesn't care about the value. No blocks. Tavern Scoundrel. I think we just want to play another 5/5. Then try to find a mountain. Chatterstorm. So we would make 2 2/2s. Is that good enough? I don't think so. I think we just want lands. So let's go bottom and smash. I kind of want to change our deck and put in the other Krushok and the Rift Sower and cut the Glimmer Baron and the Ravenous Squirrel after seeing how this is playing out. I think maybe we're trying to get too cute with the comboing. And the Rift Sower suspend on turn 1 was just so powerful. Ooh, Titania? So close to greatness here. All right, let's smash in with both Krushoks. Boom, boom. If they try to triple block, we wreck them with Mind Collapse. And if they try to chump one, we also just kill them with Mind Collapse. Going for the triple block. This is not going to work well for them. Mind Collapse on the Amoeba. And this should be game. The old 3-for-1. No big deal. All right, so sideboarding. Should I cut Squirrel and Glimmer Baron for... It would be Rift Sower and Krushok, I think. Those were the last 2 cuts. I think to bring in Glimmer Baron and Squirrel. I don't know. They're so spicy. The other reason I kept those in is because they're 1-drops with the suspend card that we have with Gaia's Will. It's way more easy for us to do sweet things that way. We only have 4 mountains for the Mind Collapses. Maybe I'm supposed to cut a Mind Collapse. And then we just don't need to worry about Titania that much. If that ever happens, though, it's just game ending, I think. That's the thing. We have so many game ending combos in the deck. Difficult decisions. We could cut Kaleidoscorch. That also seems like a mistake. I think against this opponent, I'm going to cut those two things and bring in these two things. Just because it seemed like we don't need to get fancy to win. And I'd rather not randomly lose because we draw underpowered cards. Like Bannerhide Krushak just seemed insane against their deck. All right, there it is. We called it. The blue-black, all red and green cards. That didn't take long, huh? All right, let's mulligan. And this is a keep. And we bottom a forest. And then we'll lead on Slagwood's Bridge. Curving Anthem into Scurry Oak into Krushak seems pretty strong. Boop, boop. Vermingorger I don't think is supposed to be in blue-black. This is good in like the style of deck that we have that's pooping out a boatload of squirrels. Like we're sort of a green-black deck that just happens to be green-red. But I guess if you can't see, 2 mana, 2/2, sack a creature, each opponent loses 2 and you gain 2. Cabal Initiate, discard outlet, primarily again for the black-red deck. I think it's better there than it is where our opponents got it here. All right, so let's go Island Scurry Oak. We'll hold this Misty as long as possible for when we draw Titania. All right, tippity top of the morning to you. I think if our opponent attacks, we probably will not block. Madnessing out a Hellmongrel. That's fine. I don't know why they're doing that main phase. Because one of the sweet things about the Madness deck is that you can operate at instant speed. So if the opponent wanted, they could like wait and see if I attack into their stuff and then try to ambush my thing with a Hellmongrel. There is a red 2-drop for 1 in a red. That's a 2/2. Also, by the way, this is the best black common. I don't know that we saw these in the draft. 3 black, 4/3. You can discard a card to give it +1/+1, and it has Madness for 2 and a black. So it has Madness and as a discard outlet. It's really good in black-red, really good in black-white, good in blue-black. Black-green's the only deck where it doesn't really shine, but it's still good in that deck. Oh man, we're going to get a Scry a million here. All right, boom, boom, boom. Scry. Evolve. Yes, I would like to make a squirrel. Oh, baby. I think we top that, right? Because we can double spell next turn. And it's just going to keep let us scrying. Top. Top. No attacks here, I think, with the Scurry Oak. Then next turn, we're going to get to evolve the Scurry Oak again. So opponent's going to need to do something pretty impressive over there. Attacking with the Hellmongrel? If they do, I'm going to snap block with the Krushak. So they have to discard 2 cards. Or they can discard 1 and trade. I suppose they could Madness something out, but this is all fine. Because then we can start scavenging this. Exile to put a number +1/+1 counter. So we get 4 +1/+1 counters when we scavenge it. So boom. Assume they're going to Madness out something here. Another Hellmongrel, sure. I mean, we're fine trading Krushak with Hellmongrel. That favors us in the long game. And on our turn, we're going to Krushak and Squirrel Sanctuary. More plays. Persist. Return target non-legendary creature. Okay, they bought a Hellmongrel back with a -1/-1 counter. That's fine. So we go land, Squirrel Sanctuary. Scry. Hopefully we get to bottom some lands here. This is where, like, if we draw Fey Offering right now, it's not very good. So we can also bottom cards like that as well. We have a lot of situationally good cards. Mind Collapse. I'm going to top. I'm into drawing a removal spell. Let's cast this. Unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of scry value here, but... Yep. Still top. And still top. And I think we say go. Wow, Misty with all the scrying too to shuffle. Our deck has so much going on. This might be one of the more powerful decks I've drafted. I don't think it's the best deck, but I think it might be the second or third best deck I've drafted. And again, I'm not sure if we have it built exactly right or not. It's super difficult to build, especially not having played with a lot of the cards, only having seen them on the other side of the battlefield. All right, so I think we jam with Krushok. Scavenge costs 7, we only have 6 mana. We could also jam with Scurry Oak as well. I don't think that's crazy. Because that lets us rebuy Squirrel Sanctuary, and we're not likely to evolve this much more. Like, it's kind of already done its job. And then odds that we get to leverage Mind Collapse here for a 2-for-1 are pretty high. Great. Like, I think we're just thrilled to make this trade and then rebuy Squirrel Sanctuary. Deal. And we would like to do this. Yes. Play a Misty. We're not going to crack that. Yep. Make a Squirrel. Scry. That we want to bottom. And say go. And if we need to, we can Mind Collapse something if we want to crack Misty. I'd really like to hold Misty for Titania. Recalibrating a Squirrel. So if we wanted to, we could Mind Collapse. It's not worth it. It's fine. Okay, opponent killed a 2/2. Let's see what they got here. Amoeba. Okay. So the opponent's kind of like caught in between. Like, the blue-black discard deck really wants to be like a grindy value engine, and they don't really have the value engine-y pieces of it. So their deck's a little out of sorts here, I think, from what I've seen from the good blue-black decks. All right. A Narcomancer. That's good. Play that. I guess I shouldn't have played that prior to attacking because we wanted to hold up Mind Collapse. Zern Orb, no thank you. Do we hold off attacking for a turn? I don't think so. They have such good double blocks. I probably should. That was a punt. Oh well. I just was excited to scry, and I didn't really think through my turn. Sure. That's completely irrelevant. So let's make sure we attack with Cruciak before we do anything. Ooh, that is spicy. All right, so let's send in with Cruciak. That's almost certainly going to lock in the long game for us. Deal. Okay, Mind Collapse down the Air Amoeba, which I think we wanted to do anyway, so that's good. They can sacrifice, sure. Drain 2, gain 2. Guess we can't mess around too long because we are kind of close to dead to that thing. Just bunch sheer numbers of creatures. Now we're pretty far away from that. Okay. So let's suspend Guy as well. And say go. So Sylvan Anthem has been an absolute house in our deck. Scurry Oak did what we thought. Cruciaks were great. So then the only real question is whether we want to make that swap preemptively with the Glimmerbaron out, Ravenous Squirrel out. I kind of do after seeing the deck play out a little bit. That I think we just want, like the Narcomancer into Cruciak curve is so strong. So I think we want to get Rift Sower in, Bannerhide Cruciak in, and then we still have plenty of other synergies going on. So let's save this version of the deck and hop into round 2. And again, we can continue to mix and match. It's kind of sad because I think the Glimmerbaron Ravenous Squirrel stuff is really cool. But if we aren't going off, it's really not great. And I think we have enough other ways to go off while just playing intrinsically powerful cards that it's worth doing. And if we're cutting the Ravenous Squirrel, I still think it's worth it to play the Swamp just because Chatterfang activations, although we could cut the Swamp for a Mountain. Because then we have the 2 Rift Sowers. I can't change my deck right now. Yeah, I do think I want to cut the Swamp for a Mountain. So let's get a Mountain in here. And then we have the 2 Rift Sowers to potentially activate Chatterfang and or Treasures to potentially activate Chatterfang. So let's save and go. So while we're trying to find that same opponent here again, the format, pillars of the format to me seem to be, the aggressive decks are red-black aggro, red-white aggro, and white-green aggro. I think those are the 3 most aggressive decks. White-blue maybe kind of behind, although like the black-green tokens deck can have such a nut start if you have Ravenous Squirrel and Glimmerbaron, and even green-blue. If combos go off, games end quickly, I guess, is a better way to frame it. Would we like to play first? Yes, we would. This is a keep. Tavern Scoundrel not looking the most impressive here. I wonder if we're supposed to save this to trigger Scurry Oak to slow roll it. I mean, we're definitely leading on green, and if we draw a forest, we're definitely leading on Sylvan Anthem. So we've got a little bit of time to figure it out here. See what our opponent is up to. Red-white aggro, potentially. Misty. So I think we're just supposed to go get green, right? So we go get green, we play Sylvan Anthem, we play Scurry Oak, and then we Scoundrel plus Chatterstorm, I think is the play. tempting to go get blue there, but we only have the one blue card in Lonus, which is another reason that we cut the Shardless Agent. Because Shardless Agent, I think, is good in the deck, especially in the version that has... There's so many different builds here, especially in the version that has Glimmer Baron and Ravenous Squirrel. But the deck's... classic. We've already gotten the blue-black opener. And after fetching with Misty, we have Tavern Scoundrel. It's all fine. It's fine. All right, Angelic Curator is pretty terrible against my deck. Whoa. Tippity top. Because we have Tavern Scoundrel, so we're just going to be sacking lands and making 5/3s, taking names. And then we could just like dig super hard for Zernor, but we also need a land to cast Titania. I don't know. This deck's sweet. I know I keep saying that, but I'm very entertained by all of the different interactions. Hit me for one. Shot through the heart. So Tavern Scoundrel should evolve this, right? Because it's going to enter as a 2/4, I think. I hope. Oh, it's not, because it's not green. That's kind of a non-bow. Huh. I'm so used to everything being green. Oh, we did it! What am I supposed to do? I have to top that, right? Okay. Top. Wasting some scrying here again. Top. And then all we need to do is draw a land the following turn. So let's smash. And we're a land away from Splinter Twinning our opponent. Oh, and we get to rebuy the Misty with Titania. Oh my lord. Wait, what? Is this a shock? If so, I think we're A-okay with our opponent 2-for-1ing themselves. Also, they've missed a land drop. Oh, I've stopped showing you what cards are. So this is 1/1 flying protection from artifacts, 1/1 lifelink modular 1. I'll try to be better about that for our opponent's cards. Tuna red, 2/2 menace modular 2, and whenever you cast your second spell or third or whatever, this always gets a +1/+1 counter. All right, down to 17. So we're drawing Zernor, which is awkward. Dare we can't sacrifice a land, right? Should we sack a squirrel? I'm kind of into block sacking a squirrel to try to flip for Titania. If we win the flip, we just get to do the thing, right? Ooh. No, because we have to pay. Well, we get 2 treasure tokens. Whenever you win a coin flip, sacrifice a permanent, flip a coin. Should I do it now? It's going to be so sad if we lose. We shouldn't do it now. We should be patient. Let's play properly. No guts. Give me a hashtag no guts in the comments. Hashtag coward. I just think we can't lose if we cast Titania, and we don't want to randomly take damage here. Wow, so we get to rebuy Misty and then crack Misty for a land? We're going to go off so hard. Maybe we should have done it. I should have flipped. I can't believe I didn't flip. I'm so embarrassed. All right. No blocks. Just tap out so I can't get Mana Tithe. Is that in this format? No, that's in Strixhaven. Okay. Another tracker is fine. So let's sack a squirrel. Tails never fails here. Easy. Should have flipped on my turn. I'm so sorry. Narcomancer. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we can play a Narcomancer also. So let's go a Narcomancer. That makes Titania cost 4. So let's go a Narcomancer. Oh my god, I wasn't even thinking about this stuff. Get a 1/1. Oh my good god, this turn. Yes. Always yield. Top. Top. We're going to be doing a lot of scrying here. Titania. Green. 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 Red. It's happening. Rebuy Misty. Evolve Scurryoak. Yes. Top. This is so filthy. Let's see if our opponent has said anything. Nope. Stoically just taking it on the chin. Top. And Zurin Orb. Let's see if they see their inevitable demise now. All right. Pre-combat. Combat. And then we'll attack with Scurryoak. And we can have... Oh, come back, opponent! I wasn't done doing the things. Okay, that felt great. I don't even care if we 3-0 now. The deck can do so much more than that. Oh, I'm so excited about this deck. Like, we haven't even drawn Chatterfang or Fey Offering yet. Okay. Crack Open seems good. Is there anything else we really want? Flourishing Strike could deal with a flyer. We don't really need anything else, I don't think. So what do we want to cut? Gaia's Will we probably don't need against aggro. So let's just play a Crack Open. Is there anything else that's like actively bad against aggro? I think all of the rest of the deck is pretty good against aggro. So yeah, I like that swap. What does this do? It proliferates? We don't need to do that. Keep. This deck is so good. Zabaz, that's a good one. So 1 mana, modular 1, so 1/1. If a modular triggers, it puts that many counters +1/+1 counter, plus an extra +1/+1 counter. And then you can pay red to destroy an artifact or white to give it flying. Ooh, that's a good draw. Tapped land? Do you have a 1-drop? If the opponent doesn't have another 1-drop here, I think we're going to be able to stabilize just fine. So let's go land, Narcomancer. And then we Crew Shock, and then we Scurryoak plus Crack Open, probably. See what the opponent does here. We might need to Crack Open. Also, actually, no, we can just Crack Open plus Scurryoak, right? Because we'll get the treasure off the Crack Open. because each of these is only going to cost 2 because of an Archimancer. Oh no, opponent. That is not close to big enough game. We also could blow up their power depot. That's kind of spicy. Did they miss a land drop? If they miss a... Oh, they played another power depot. Okay. I don't know if I should crack open power depot because I don't want them to concede. I think we just go... an Archimancer Scurry Oak. Or I could crack open Zabaz. I don't know what to do here. I think we're winning probably regardless of the decisions I make. Actually, we can do this and play Scurry Oak and play crack open. What a Goblin and Archimancer is ridiculous. That might be one of the most underrated cards in the format right now. So let's crack open Zabaz. Boom. They should sacrifice this or destroy it so that I don't get to make a treasure. I didn't really think about that line. Oh, they didn't see it. Okay. And then let's sack this to play a Scurry Oak. And smash in with an Archimancer. That was fair, right? Just played 6 mana worth of cards on turn 3. No, I played 8 mana worth of cards on 3 mana. What a dumb format. Cute Arcbound Tracker. So this costs 3 and 2. So guess we just want to play Krushok. Boop, boop. Evolve that. Poop out a squirrel and smash in with the team, I think. Yes. Boop, boop, boop. The Anarchomancers already did their job. Ooh, nice. Okay. That's sad. Overconfident. Oh, nice. Okay, so how does this work? There's no way that I can... Well, I can get a 5/3 instantly. Yeah, so I think we just get a 5/3 right now, right? So let's attack with Krushok first. So there's no way that we're ever getting 2 things off of Misty, because if we play the Titania, then we don't have a land in the graveyard. So I think we want to play Misty, sack it, crack it, play Titania, rebuy it, and then crack it, and we instantly get a 5/3. So let's attack with Krushok. Also, I didn't show you this card. Reinforce. This has a lot of modality. It's pretty good. Lens Flare, you got it. Krushok down. So let's play Misty. Crack Misty. Go get an island, I guess. Doesn't really matter because we have Silver Bluff Bridge. Boop. Boop. Wait. Oh, no, I did blow it. Or didn't I? Did I blow it? No, because when this... Well, no, I did blow it. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't think there was a way to get 2 beasts. If there was, tell me in the comments in YouTube. I don't think there was. So we'll save that as an instant speed 5/3, and we'll do that on our opponent's end step here. What does this do? 2 and a red, 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, make a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Tap second artifact, choose one, exile a top card of your library. Okay, or target. That's pretty good. And then they have the power depots to sacrifice. Okay. I mean, it's no Titania Misty Rainforest, but it's good. Crack, make a 5/3. Go get a forest. 7 mana, so we can scavenge Krushock to turn something into Gigantosaurus Rex. What does this do? Target creature gets +2/+0, but it's got summoning sickness right now. That is pretty strong. So I think we just want to make an Anarchomancer a 6/6. We could accidentally die to the Thopter, but I think we're killing our opponent harder than they are killing us. So let's just go Mountain, scavenge onto... We could also scavenge onto the Squirrel. I think we scavenge onto an Anarchomancer, though. And then just swing with the Titania and the Elemental. Actually, we'll probably just swing Team? Nah, that seems a little spewy. Do we? They're probably eating something with Brea's Apprentice just because Brea's Apprentice is so good for them. I think we just attack like this. I think we want to make their blocks awkward. If they have another Lens Flare, it's pretty good for them. Ooh, they do. Interesting. So they're going to what? Put Thopter on that? I don't like this play from the opponent because I think one of their ways to win here is to Thopter. That's a 5/6 now. Okay. We've got a game. And that's lifelink, so we can't let the Brea's Apprentice die. Ooh. Okay. Do we hold Chatterfang? Like for drawing something like Fey Offering, maybe? It doesn't do anything particularly good right now. I think we do hold it. Let's play the land. Because like we're not getting aggressive here. Although they are just going to be able to like sack these power depots and grow this Arcbound Mouser. This is kind of awkward. I think we're losing. It's got Menace. Okay. And we drew a land. So we probably do just need to play Chatterfang now. But our opponent is kind of like the Brea's Apprentice plus the power depots is really strong. So let's go 1. We're going to be so sad if we draw Fey Offering though. I think we just need to get this down though. So that we have power and toughness to potentially make blocks. Basically, we can't let the Arcbound Mouser get huge. But the opponent can do that whether we want them to or not. So the 2 Lens Flares and a Break Ties that we need to play around if we go to game 3. I don't know if we're going to go to game 3 or not. They're being pretty conservative here. So what can they, so they're going to what? I think we just take 2 here. And if they want to deal 5 to us by sacking a power depot, they can go nuts. We could also put these 2 in front of it. I don't love that. I think we just take the damage here. So our opponent's also at a low life total, and they're not gaining life here. This is all fine. That's awkward. Wishing we had saved the Chatterfang. Okay. And then I think we just play Forest and say go. Like, this is why I didn't like the opponent trading off their Thopter, because if they hadn't traded off their Thopter here, we would just be dying super hard, right? I'm surprised they're not leveraging Breas a little more aggressively. If I were them, I think I would be leveraging Breas more aggressively. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Okay, we're tapping. Arcbound Whelp. That is a gigantic problem. Okay. Can this do activated abilities of artifacts? Yeah, okay. Probably need to block that, yeah? So how do we want to block it is the question. I think we have to block like this. And then if they sack, the only way to save it is, this gives +2/+0. Yeah, the only way to save it is to sack Arcbound Whelp, and I think we would be thrilled with that outcome. So they will probably sack Power Depot here, would be my guess. Oh, okay. That's also bad, I guess. So they just want the counters on the Whelp. It's a little greedy. I mean, I think all told that was okay for us. We really need to draw a creature here that's very good. Tavern Scoundrel. Well, we could chain creatures together. And this could make an army of squirrels, but the problem is we're dying in the air. We need to find Mind Collapse, like right meow. Okay. And then we make another clue. And we make a squirrel. Problem is, this is all probably too little too late. Maybe not. Are we dead? I don't think we're dead. And if we save Chatterfang, we do this one turn earlier. Tough beats. We don't have attacks. But they can't go nuts here. And we're going pretty wide. I still don't think we're going wide enough to kill them. Mind Collapse is still one of our best draws. We get to see 2 new cards next turn. What ways do we have to interact with flyers? Not a lot. Road to Ruin would be good. Fey Offering could be good depending on what else we hit. Sylvan Anthem would be great. What did they do? They played a land. I think that's good for us. Are they not going to attack with the Arcbound Whelp? Are they dead if they attack with the Arcbound Whelp? That's really their problem to figure out. Because I'm going to be the one doing a lot of things. All right, so they're getting in there. Does this leave them dead? No, because they're going to be able to sack to make Arcbound Mouser like giant lifelink awesome sauce. So we really need to find instant speed interaction. 8. 9. Down to 5. So let's hope to draw well here. Stinks that we don't have our Anarchomancer anymore. Okay, we hit Mind Collapse. That probably means we win, right? So we swing out. They block a 5 and a 3. And they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Exaxes. Correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we kill them exactly because we hit Mind Collapse. So let's start by drawing. Wait, I can also force the action here. Wait, what does this do? No. Those top X cards, not blah, 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 blah. No, we don't want to do that. All right, so let's draw. Rift Sower. That doesn't do much here, but we should still do it, I think. Let's tap. So Rift Sower, cast, boop, boop, boop. Make another clue, make another squirrel. Crack the clue. Draw. Land. Combat. Swing with the team. Like this. They block. Block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we kill the Arcbound Mouser. No. This is a timing not work. The timing doesn't work. Does it sack another artifact? Sacrifice an artifact. I think I lose. Well, depends on what they decide to do here. I don't think the timing works out well in our favor. If we get them to tap Brea's Apprentice, but there's no reason for them to tap Brea's Apprentice because they're winning as it stands. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So we needed to find the other Mind Collapse. So if I kill Mouser, then they just sack it, but they don't gain. So we have to see if they see the line of tap, sack, Brea's Apprentice to itself. Because otherwise we are just like definitely dead. So let's see if they see that line. Because they also could sacrifice the Arcbound Whelp, which would then buy us a lot of time. If they don't see the line. Oh, it only has 3 counters on it. So they do have to sacrifice the Whelp. I was thinking it was going to put power Oh, yeah, okay. So they do have to sack the whelp. Wait, what? Oh. This is bold. So now they're just going to lose. Right? Unless they hit, they have to have another lens flare as they're out. Oh! Oh, but they're, sorry, I didn't mean to yell into the microphone. I thought I lost, but they're tapped out of red. I'm so sorry about yelling into the microphone. Hashtag professional video for Channel Fireball. What a game. I was thinking this was going to put 5 counters on. Wait, what? They can't cast it, right? Dead. Whew, that was tight. We were a little overconfident at the beginning of that game. All right, we'll see you for the finals. All right, we're here in the finals, and we have a Fey Offering hand. That's exciting. Okay. This looks like a great Fey Offering hand also. We would like to keep. So on turn, man, I don't even know how to begin to sequence this hand. We're going to lead on Forest. That's for sure. That's how you know your deck's good. So we lead on Forest, and we don't have to decide for a hot second. So if we... No, I do know how to sequence this hand. So we want to go an Archimancer on 2, and then Fey Offering plus Tavern Scoundrel on 3, right? I think that's the play. Hope our opponent can't kill our Anarchomancer. Although that seems like a dangerous thing to hope against black-red. Tap land. I don't think that matters or changes what we're doing, really. And then worst case scenario, if our opponent kills our Anarchomancer, we can go Fey Offering on 3, and then Anthem plus Scoundrel on 4. Which should be a fine curve as well. The fact that this didn't get Tragic Offering or whatever it's called is a good sign. Tragic Fall? Whatever, the 1 in a black instant -3/-3. Flay Essence. Okay, opponent knows that that card's good. Zurin Orb is interesting. So I think we just Fey Offering here, right? There's no reason to do anything else. So let's get that down. And we say go. And then next turn we'll Misty for an... I guess we'll Misty for a forest because we have Silverbluff Bridge as blue. Tizerus Charger, sure. Forest. Okay, so now we can hold on to the Misty for Titania. So I think we just Sylvan Anthem plus Tavern Scoundrel. And the next creature we draw, we also get a free trigger off Fey Offering. So say go. Make our Bounty of Awesomeness. So this is if you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell, you get one of each type of token. Clue Food Treasure. Tizerus Charge, I haven't been doing a good job of showing you opponent's cards. It's 2 in a black, 3/2. And it has escape. You can escape it as a 4/3 or a 3/2 flyer. This is all fine. No blocks. Excuse me. So hopefully we draw a creature here so that we really get the bounty rolling with Fey Offering. our turn. Ooh, okay. That's hot. So I think we do sack the treasure here to play Eve. So we start by Zuran Orbing. We go boop, 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 boop. Play that. Storm 1. Scry. Interesting. I think we want to top that. Just because it's another way to get Fey Offering going. Top that. Play a Silver Bluff Bridge. And smash in with the Tavern Scoundrel. And then get a bunch of tokens. I think it's gonna be difficult for black-red. Ooh, maybe they're not all black-red. To beat what we've got going right now. The Fey Offering is just such an engine. Bone Shard's my 4/4. I'll allow it. I don't think we block Tizer's Charger if they attack. We want to crack back at them because we've got food and clues. We've got life aplenty. So we know we're drawing Chitterstorm. So I think we start by cracking a clue. Okay. So then we rinse and repeat. Let's play Lannis. Scry. That also seems awesome as far as us not losing the game. Chatterstorm, green. Doesn't matter. Tokens, let's go. Scry, top. It's possible we should just be digging harder for Titania also, because that just instantly wins the game. Scry, top. Play a land. Go to combat. Smash. Look how much stuff is on our side of the battlefield compared to our opponents. Oh man. This is pretty great. They played a Slagwood Bridge, and then Wren's run Hydra for 5. Sure. 5/5 acquired. All right, so let's crack a clue. Well, we could draw first. We probably just want lands. So let's crack a clue. Squirrel Sanctuary. We are really doing it. Deck firing on all cylinders right now. Give me a creature. Kaleidoscorch. That's also good. So I think we crack another clue. Hit a land. So let's go here. I guess we want a Squirrel Sanctuary. Because we have Kaleidoscorch to trigger Fey Offering. And this lets us scry. When is this coming off? Wait, what happened to my thing? Did I shuffle? Oh, I shuffled away my thing. I forgot about that. The suspend spell. I'm not used to playing with fetches, clearly. IR limited player. Let's bottom that mountain. I don't think there's a reason to really do anything else here. This only sacks clue tokens, yes? So I think we're just good. No attacks. We really don't need this Tavern Scoundrel, so we could chump with a Tavern Scoundrel. This doesn't have trample or anything. And we should start saving our treasure for Kaleidoscorch so that it can deal 5 when we flash it back. We should try to end the game, though, in case our opponent has some sick bomb. We are in the finals here. No plays from the opponent. So let's eat some food. And hope we draw a creature. Road to Ruin is spicy. Alright. So that lets us kill Rensrun Hydra. I think we go, it doesn't matter here, right? Let's get a mountain. Ruin. Rensrun Hydra. And then smash. With our army of squirrels. And this. Seems fine. Or maybe we just smash with the army of squirrels? Nah, we should just smash with everything, I think. It's fine. And then they can escape that as a 3/2 flyer, but they're never outracing our life total or our army of squirrels. So let's say go. Now they're just almost dead to Kaleidoscorch. All right. That is game over. I'm not particularly impressed with their deck. They did flat out pretty hard. Seems like a good matchup for us. The Mind Collapses look very good against what they're doing. They didn't have any artifacts that we cared about for Crack Open. Jewel-Eyed Cobra looked okay against them. Like if they're going to have that 5/5, that's a way we could randomly lose. Like, do we want that over anything? It's so hard to replace cards in the deck. I could see cutting a Rift Sower for a Cobra. Like if they're on like Jund creatures. And I don't think anything else we particularly care about. Could also bring in Chef's Kiss if they're going to have targeted removal. Like stealing Flay Essence is pretty spicy, but I just don't even think we need to. I think our deck is just too good. All right, opponent's sideboarding furiously, trying to stop the inevitable onslaught of squirrels. So, from what we've seen in the format, you got to see, let's see, what have we played against? This is like Jund something. We played against a blue-black deck that wasn't quite the stereotypical blue-black archetype. And then the white-red deck we played against was very good. That is what white-red is supposed to look like. You've seen like sort of the green cards we have, plus Junkwinder and Upheaval. Hello? Junkwinder? Okay, there we go. This is good enough with Lanas. Hopefully our opponent doesn't kill Lanas, but even if they do, we keep this hand. All right, and we lead on Silverbluff Bridge here. That's a great draw. I like that. See what they've got. Black-red can have some very aggressive starts. If your opponent leads on the, what is it, Viashino Lashmancer or something like that? Ooh, Fey Offering, you say? So we'll be able to Crew Shock plus Mind Collapse on turn 4? That seems spicy. They're bone sharding down my Lanas. That's sad. Oh well. That's we are going to take a big hit for that from 4. That's kind of bad. If they have another big follow-up play. All right, so we get down Fey Offering here. And then next turn we Crew Shock Mind Collapse. And hopefully that's good enough to stabilize us. Let's see what the opponent's up to here. Skophos Reaver's been impressive. Tizerus Charger, that's not good enough. Squirrel Sanctuary, okay. That's good because that probably means our next... Let's go Crew Shock. That means our next creature we draw is probably also going to trigger Fey Offering. Skophos Reaver, get out of here. And giving me all of the things. Your go, opponent. Ornithopter of Paradise? No, thank you. I mean, I'm okay with that, but that does not go in black-red. Road to Ruin. It's not a creature, so I think we just suspend Gaia's Will here, which is looking pretty great, by the way, and then we road for a mountain, I guess. Maybe it should be a green. No, we have green with the Slagwoods Bridge. I think we're fine. So no attacks. And then our graveyard's already looking pretty nice for Gaia's Will. Opponent's thinking about how they're going to get out of this. Okay, a flyer is important for them getting out of this, a flying threat. I still don't think they're going to outpace Fey Offering enough, though. One of the ways we lose is just never drawing another creature. Mind Collapse, I like that. So let's sack this clue. See what we hit. A Narcomancer, that's awesome. So we go red, green, a Narcomancer, Squirrel Sanctuary, Fey Offering, Bounty, Online. Okay. Man, I don't even know what to do. We're winning so hard right now, I think. So we just pass. I don't think we turn the corner yet because I don't think we want to block the Tizerus Charger with our Anarchomancer, and I don't think we want to throw away our Squirrel. Or maybe we are fine throwing away our Squirrel. Yeah, I'm fine jumping with my Squirrel, I think. Because we do want to start closing out the game. This is maybe a little suspect. I think it's fine. All right, opponent's got 5 mana. And we are essentially tapped out for all practical purposes. Three turns till Gaia's Will comes off of exile. So our plan is, ooh, okay. I mean, that's a good Mind Collapse target now, so we'll take the 4. So they look to just be like a Jund good cards deck with a little bit of a Madness sub-theme. So I think we chomp with the Squirrel here. I don't think we want to give them access to another flyer down the road. What else you got? And a Scurry Oak. Okay. They're doing some things. Not even sure what I want to draw here, to be honest. So 2 turns till Gaia's Will. We probably win the game the turn Gaia's Will. Oh, that's awesome. That means we just don't accidentally lose. So let's start by cracking a clue and seeing what we hit. Jewel-Eyed Cobra. That's great. So now we go Cobra, boom. Oh, it only costs 2. Wow. Boom, boom. We Mind Collapse down Kitchen Imp. Sack a Mountain. And we could attack. I don't think it's crazy. Especially with Zern Orb. So if they evolve Scurry Oak a couple times, we still just trade Jewel-Eyed Cobra with it. I think we're fine. So let's get our bounty and say go. And I think we hold the Zern Orb again to try to get another Fey Offering trigger. I don't anticipate needing to use it to gain life this turn. And maybe I've been too aggressive sacrificing my lands here. I don't know. And or too aggressive in trying to close out the game. Like there's just no reason to really be this aggressive. Because we win probably the turn Gaia's Will comes off suspend. I'm just a little worried that the opponent has some bomb in their deck because they're in the finals and have what seems to be pretty disparate looking cards as far as cohesiveness. Exile 5 other cards. So we snap trade Jewel-Eyed Cobra here, right? Pay the 1 to rebuy, get our treasure. Yes, we want to pay 1. And then do we want to sack a treasures for a clue? I don't think yet. I think we wait and see what we draw. 1 more turn till Gaia's Will. Oh, baby. Okay. Shatterfang. Squirrel Sanctuary. This is gonna be nuts. No pun intended. Let's go. Okay, so We just say go here, right? No attacks. And then we get a bounty and we get 3 squirrels, right? Yes, let's go. Squirrel army assembled. Okay, do we want to act? What does this do? Sacrifice X squirrels. Target creature gets plus X minus X. We don't need to do that. All right. The dream. It's happening. Let's see if our opponent... Flay Essence on Chatterfang? That's so sad. Can I sacrifice this? I can. All right, so we go black. I guess we want to kill Scurry Oak. 1, 2, 3. Done. Oh my gosh, this is so much. Squirrel Sanctuary, yes. Okay, okay. And then I think we just win now. We're going to get to cast our whole graveyard. Okay. Okay. Cast. Wow. Mountain. A Narcomancer. Chitterfang. Cobra. Lannis. Oh, I missed clues. Whoops. Mind Collapse. Squirrel Sanctuary. Boop. Boop. Surin Orb. That was a turn. Attack, attack. Attack, attack, attack. And then we make some tokens and a squirrel army? That was dece. Oh, I didn't get a chance to say. All right, that was awesome. We finally got to see the true potential there of the deck, like last game of the finals. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Do a little deck debrief here. I think this is the wrong build. I felt better about having the Rift Sower and the Krushak. We just had like plenty of power. We didn't need to mess with situationally powerful cards like Glimmer Baron and Ravenous Squirrel. Yeah, and I think this is like this is obviously a way above average version of red green, but I think, and honestly, we were kind of green bluish too. Like the Fey Offering Chatterfang thing is just self-contained within green, but Sylvan Anthem was sweet. You guys see a lot of cool cards here. And again, that red-white deck our opponent played in round 2 was very good. Black-red Madness. I'm just trying to like throw out as much information as possible. Hope you enjoyed the sweetness. I had a boatload of fun playing that deck. Oh, we 306'd too. Nice. So yeah, check it out. Channelfireball.com for anything you need magic related. Again, my name is Ben Werney, aka Mr. Metronome, one of the co-hosts of the Lords of Limited podcast. If you want to get better at Limited, give it a listen. Our episode this coming week is going to be a Modern Horizons 2 like info dump for how we're playing the format and how we think you should draft it. So Thank you again for watching, and make sure you use code Metronome or code LOL when you check out Channel Fireball to support me or the podcast respectively. Thanks, and catch y'all later.